Okay, here goes. We're going to see how much this baby weighs on our little kitchen scales, which it is swamping.
8.56 pounds.
8.5 pounds. Is that the biggest cabbage we've ever built?
It's the biggest cabbage we've ever grown, yes.
You didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
Behold my very overgrown cabbage bed. Behind on everything, feels like, but we're gonna go ahead and get these boogers harvested. There's nothing wrong with them, but it's hot out and they're not getting any sweeter. This evening I'm gonna try to get the cabbages harvested, and also my golden beets over there and my red beets back here behind me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to pull them up, roots and all, and we'll peel off kind of the outer leaves out here that are all eaten up by by caterpillars, and then I'm gonna see how long they'll last in the root cellar. Probably good enough. Not the gross, not the most appealing cabbage I've ever seen, but I'm pretty sure it will eat. This one's not nearly as big, but it's still a nice head of cabbage in there. Bigger than most of them you get at the store if you buy organic cabbage. Try to shake off as much of the dirt as I can because I want to keep it in the bed there. I don't know how much of this one's going to be salvageable. It's a pretty good head. My hand on it, but kind of wet inside, kind of yucky here, and it's got the worms got after it. I've got to remember to spray that Bacillus Thuringiensis or something like that, BT, they call it, organic stuff. It's what is it, probiotic or something that kills caterpillars. Trying to use caution out here as I lift up these cabbages and kind of keep my eyes out, just because, you know, normally what you'll probably see would be like a garter snake, but you never know out here in these hills where a copperhead might be hiding. I expect Julie will end up probably making most of this into sauerkraut. That's about the size you'd get from the store there. Let's see, yeah. About the size of a little smaller than a women's basketball. That one's a pretty good one. Last one here. We had a really good harvest saw method on a lady's channel that I'd like to try, but this isn't, I don't expect these to be around all that long. Good tight heads. Okay, I think that's it for the cabbages. Let's go get the beets. Pretty good beet crop. These are my golden beets. Actually got them in later than the red beets, but they seem to maybe have done better. Normally I would, if we planted them early enough, we'd have eaten a bunch of these beet greens, but we didn't get them in early enough, so it got hot and the beet greens are kind of bitter. I still eat them, but wife and kids don't like them so much. Anyway, and they get kind of yucky. They're tougher because of the heat, the stress on the plants. So we're just gonna pull them up and take them inside and put them in the root cellar. Oh yeah, let's just pull up a mess. Oh, they're not too big, it's still pretty. And I didn't even thin these really. I mean, we kind of picked a few here and there as we went, but I did not thin them. They're in very, very loose and also fertile soil. Thank you, Green Valley Soils, and also thank you to my chickens. Most of all, thank you to the Lord who makes it grow. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. We love steamed beets. I like pickles too, but given the state of the life and number 6, I don't expect any pickles this year. Just stick those in there. I just thought that last one was a big one. Check this sucker out. Look at that. Look how big that thing is. Massive. That's a big beet. Let's see. There's my hand next to it. That's a big beet. Oh yeah. Whoa!
That's no moon. It's a space station. It's too big to be a space station.
I hope these aren't bitter because they're so big. Oh yes, thank you, Lord. Beets are so good for you too. Of course, I'm not a scientist or a nutritionist or anything like that, but as I understand it, the red ones are better for you, and I happen to think they taste better too. But we also like the golden ones, and they don't stain as bad. There's red ones that, whatever that substance is in them, that the substance that bleeds from the beet is a very, very potent stain. Matter of fact, if you look in a lot of the more natural, organic, whatever, non-red dye colored stuff, like for example, I take a pre-workout called Pulse from a company called Legion, that there are different flavors for their supplements, but what they will color it with is powdered beet extract. Anyway, and that's how they get it red without using red dye 40. See, people, it can be done. And I think that is the granddaddy there. Last but certainly not least. Look at that. That is bigger than a baseball. Yeah. All right, let's take this over and get our red beets, and then we're off to the root cellar. Oh yeah, okay. The greens aren't too impressive, but that's a decent beet there. Look at that. I think the greens are more impressive on that one, but that's not as impressive. A few more on the other side here. Let's see if we got anything worthwhile. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Let me just bring it over here. Look at this. Unbelievable. That's all the greens that's on there. Oh, look at that root. That's awesome. I say, that is awesome. Reminds me of Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Leave the root. Leave the root. And Romans, if you boast yourself against the tree, you are not the one supporting the root is supporting you. just about what I expected. The red beets did not do nearly so good as the orange ones. All right, that's it for the beets and cabbage. Many more things out here to do, but one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Put them in the root cellar now. Cabbages and beets, I think, right here. This up here is for my taters, which will probably be the next thing that gets harvested. Actually, I'm gonna put my beets up here since I didn't get that many onions this year. Separate the goldens from the reds. Probably gonna end up coming down here and tearing off the greens. I don't want them to like rot. Got enough of a discrepancy between reds and golds that I think I need 2 slots for the golds. Well, I'd say that's probably enough beets for maybe a month at the rate we eat them. But that's a month that I'm not having to buy beets, and I've gained more experience in growing beets. I'm gonna lay my cabbages over here. Honestly, not really sure how to raise or lay them, so I'm just kind of laying them on their sides. Hopefully some of that moisture inside will kind of drain down and out. I've heard that people have kept cabbages for a few months this way at least. So I mean, if we don't make sauerkraut out of them right away, that's probably how long they'll last us, because we like the cabbage. 7 pretty decent heads, and the biggest one is in the house. Harvested it the other day. It weighed 8.56 pounds. By far the biggest cabbage I've ever grown. Alright, y'all. You know what time it is. If you like the content, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff and learn with me, go ahead and smash that subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. And if you leave a comment down below, I will do my best to get back with you. Thanks, y'all.